Every restaurant menu is a meticulously designed psychological landscape, a strategic terrain where visual design, language, and economic principles converge to subtly guide your dining choices. Behind each seemingly innocent page lies a sophisticated system of behavioral manipulation, carefully engineered to maximize restaurant profits while creating an illusion of personal culinary discovery. What appears to be a simple list of dishes is actually a precision instrument of economic psychology, crafted by experts who understand the intricate workings of human perception and decision-making. Menu design begins with understanding fundamental cognitive biases and visual processing patterns. Restaurants invest significant resources in studying how diners scan pages, where their eyes naturally gravitate, and which visual elements trigger emotional responses. Typography isn't random. Specific fonts and text arrangements can subconsciously communicate value, sophistication, or comfort. Certain typefaces suggest tradition, while others imply modernity, strategically influencing how customers perceive menu items before they even read the descriptions. Pricing strategies represent a particularly nuanced form of psychological engineering. Removing currency symbols and using clean, simplified number presentations reduces the psychological pain of spending. A price like 14 feels less confrontational than $14, creating emotional distance between the customer and the monetary transaction. Restaurants also strategically place high-margin items in visual sweet spots, using design principles that naturally draw the eye toward specific sections, increasing the likelihood of selection. Descriptive language transforms ordinary dishes into compelling narratives that trigger emotional and sensory responses. Instead of listing chicken breast, menus might describe slow-roasted, herb-infused free-range chicken with locally sourced rosemary. These linguistic techniques engage multiple sensory memories, making dishes feel more valuable and desirable. Words like artisan, handcrafted, and traditional signal quality and authenticity, subtly justifying higher price points while creating an emotional connection. Menu layout follows intricate visual hierarchies designed to guide customer attention. The upper right quadrant typically receives the most visual focus, making it prime real estate for profitable items. Restaurants often use visual anchoring techniques, placing expensive dishes near moderately priced options to make those moderate choices seem more reasonable. Some menus use deliberate asymmetry or strategic white space to draw attention to specific sections, creating subtle psychological pathways through culinary choices. Color psychology plays a crucial role in menu design, with specific hues triggering different emotional and physiological responses. Warm colors like red and orange stimulate appetite and create a sense of excitement, while cooler tones like blue suggest sophistication and calm. Green implies freshness and health, making vegetarian or salad options feel more appealing. These color strategies are not accidental but carefully calculated interventions in customer perception. Digital menus and technology have introduced even more sophisticated manipulation techniques. Dynamic pricing algorithms can adjust item prices in real time based on demand, ingredient costs, and customer behavior. Some restaurants use heat mapping technology to track how customers interact with digital menus, continuously refining design strategies to maximize profitability. These technological tools transform menu design from an art into a precise, data-driven science. Cultural and psychological research continually refines menu engineering techniques. Behavioral economists and marketing experts collaborate to understand subtle cognitive triggers that influence food selection. They study everything from font size to item placement, developing increasingly nuanced strategies for guiding customer choices. What might seem like simple design choices are actually complex psychological interventions designed to optimize restaurant revenue. Social proof and contextual framing also play significant roles in menu psychology. Highlighting popular dishes or using phrases like chef's recommendation creates a sense of collective validation. By signaling that certain items are widely enjoyed, restaurants leverage our inherent tendency to trust group preferences. This strategy transforms individual menu choices into seemingly social experiences, making selection feel less like a personal decision and more like participating in a shared culinary moment. Understanding these psychological mechanisms doesn't diminish the dining experience, it reveals the sophisticated art of menu design. Next time you open a menu, recognize it as more than a simple list of dishes. It's a carefully constructed psychological instrument, a testament to the complex intersection of design, economics, and human behavior. Each page represents a nuanced dialogue between restaurant strategy and customer perception, inviting you to participate in an elaborate dance of culinary suggestion and choice. Have you ever wondered why some restaurant menu items seem almost irresistibly appealing, while others fade into the background? Behind every menu lies a sophisticated psychological battlefield, where design, pricing, and strategic placement wage a silent war for your dining decisions. Welcome to the hidden world of menu mind games, where restaurants transform simple paper into a powerful instrument of persuasion. Let's start with a startling fact. Restaurants aren't just selling food. They're selling experiences carefully engineered to maximize profits. According to behavioral economics research, menu design isn't random. It's a meticulously calculated science. A landmark Cornell University study revealed that menu psychology can influence customer choices by up to 73%, making every word, color, and placement a strategic weapon. Typography itself becomes a subtle manipulator. Menus typically avoid using currency symbols like dollar because studies show that removing these symbols reduces price perception anxiety. When diners see 15 instead of $15, they experience less psychological resistance to spending. This tiny design choice can increase spending by approximately 8–12% without customers even realizing it. Consider the strategic placement of high-profit items. Restaurants often position their most lucrative dishes in sweet spots, typically the upper right corner of a menu, where eyes naturally gravitate first. This prime real estate isn't coincidental. It's a calculated move to draw immediate attention to dishes with the highest profit margins. Neuroscientific eye tracking studies confirm that humans instinctively scan menus in specific patterns, and smart restaurateurs exploit these unconscious behaviors. Descriptive language transforms ordinary dishes into sensory experiences. Instead of simply listing chicken breast, a menu might describe it as urban-fused free-range chicken, slow-roasted to golden perfection. Researchers at Stanford found that elaborate, evocative descriptions can increase sales by up to 27%, while making customers perceive higher value. These linguistic tricks tap into emotional and sensory triggers, making food sound more appealing and justifying higher prices. Color psychology plays a critical role in menu design. Warm colors like red and orange stimulate appetite and create a sense of urgency, while cooler colors like blue and green suggest healthiness and calm. A fascinating study from the Journal of Sensory Studies demonstrated that menu color schemes can dramatically influence perception of taste and quality. Restaurants strategically use color not just for aesthetics, but as a sophisticated psychological tool. Pricing strategies represent another intricate manipulation technique. The famous anchor pricing method involves strategically placing an expensive dish near moderately priced options, making the latter seem more reasonable by comparison. If a $45 steak appears next to a $30 chicken dish, the chicken suddenly feels like a bargain. This cognitive bias, known as relativity pricing, guides customers toward specific choices without them realizing. Menu engineers also understand the power of limited choices. Paradoxically, too many options can overwhelm customers and reduce decision-making satisfaction. The ideal menu typically contains 7–10 options per category, creating a balance between variety and manageability. This sweet spot prevents choice paralysis while maintaining customer engagement and perceived value. Consider the strategic use of negative space and visual hierarchy. Menus aren't just collections of text, they're carefully designed visual landscapes. White space, font sizes, and graphic elements guide the eye and create psychological pathways. Expensive or signature dishes are often highlighted using boxes, unique typography, or strategic spacing, subtly drawing attention and suggesting importance. Interestingly, restaurants also leverage psychological principles of scarcity and exclusivity. Limited-time offerings, chef specials, and dishes described as rare or seasonal trigger a fear of missing out. This technique, rooted in basic human psychology, compels diners to